Cousin announced her pregnancy at my engagement party, then asked for my apartment as a baby shower gift. I laughed, and now she's furious. Hey everyone. I am a 27 female and I grew up in a joint family. In my family, my grandmother was the matriarch and she made her favoritism known at every step of my life. My earliest memory was knowing that I will never amount to anything because my cousin, 32 female, will always be the best. It was hard growing up. My grandmother pitted me against my cousin all my life and I was simply expected to accept it. My cousin was the daughter of my father's sister and the grandmother I am talking about, my father's mother. Since I was born, it was like the whole deck was stacked against me. That pissed me off to no end, but I tried to deal with the cards that were given to me. The favoritism started out small, her getting the bigger piece of cake, her getting the pink dress, her getting the 64 set crayon set that I had been wanting for a while, etc. But as I started growing up, I grew conscious of everything that was happening under the surface. For example, no matter how hard I tried, I could not be enough. I was the one who had to take care of my grandmother whenever she was sick. I had taken care of her since I was 6 years old. Her medications and everything were taken care of by me. However, whenever there was a family gathering, all my grandmother ever did was to make sure everyone else knew that I was a bad person, a bad child for getting angry sometimes, and for refusing to be obedient all the time. My grandmother painted my cousin as a saint and me as the devil that was a pain in the butt. I was 7. Toddlers and young kids can be a bit mean, but I do not remember doing anything to her maliciously. I have painted on the floor, yes, and I have made papier-mâché crafts on the floor while she slept, but that is about it. These are things that kids do. But I also did the chores around the house. By the time I was 9, I could come home from classes and make myself a sandwich so that my grandmother did not have to get up and make anything for me. I did chores around the house before my parents came home because I did not want to burden my grandmother, and yet I was the bad person, the worst child, the black sheep. When I hit 15, I realized that no matter how much I tried to make it better, I will always be a black sheep and the problem child, so maybe it would be better if I accepted the tag instead of fighting it. Which is exactly what I did. She told everyone I was unsocial, and I behaved unsocially. She told everyone I am rude, and I behaved rudely. I made sure I was everything that my grandmother lied to everyone about, and when she confronted me, I told her that I am just being the way she wants me to be, nothing out of the ordinary, etc. Because of my grandmother and her blatant favoritism, my relationship with my cousin was completely messed up. While I wanted to have a close relationship with her because I did see her as my sister, I also could not bring myself to be friends with her, as deep down I always felt like I was not worthy of being her friend. I have tried my best to be there for her, and every time she has trusted me with anything, I have given the respect it deserved and kept the secrets. But I can't say the same for her though. Every time I have tried telling her anything about me that I would have liked to be kept between us, she would go and tell grandmother or aunt about it, and then I would get to hear about it from everyone in the family. After having her betray my trust for the 4th time, I decided to stop trusting her with things like this again. Even though we were on friendly terms, I would not call my cousin my friend, you know? Now fast forward to now. My cousin got married when I was 22 to her lover of 4 years, and they have been together ever since. My grandmother, aunt, father, mother, and everyone was super happy about the marriage. And so was I. The wedding was beautiful, everyone went all out in making my cousin feel amazing about herself. Grandmother gave away a lot of the heirloom jewelry to my cousin. I don't personally care much about jewelry, but I felt a little bad when I realized that everything that was on the costlier end was given to my cousin. While she got necklaces with 5 diamonds or something, I barely got a chain. It hurt, but it was expected. Disappointed but not surprised. Since her wedding, it was like I was not there in her life. Before her marriage we would hang out, she would call me, talk with me, etc. But since her wedding, she went no contact with me, even when she came to visit her family. It hurt when I noticed that, but then again, it is what it is. About 6 months after her wedding, I met my fiancé. We met over a casual dating app and we went from there. I was not expecting us to last even a month, so you can imagine my surprise when we finally decided to tie the knot. I must say that love does find you in strange ways when you're least expecting it. Since we were official, I made it a point to hide our relationship from my family. I knew that the moment they would hear about him, they would compare him to my brother-in-law, and I did not want that. Despite all my efforts, when I introduced him after we decided to get married, the barrage of comparisons soon followed. My family hated that my fiancé did not have a high-paying job as brother-in-law did, he was not as tall as brother-in-law, he is not as handsome as brother-in-law is, and it is fine because I am mediocre and I deserve a mediocre man as well. I know, very annoying. But I tried to not let it get to me. Despite all the comparisons, my fiancé insisted that when we have our proper engagement party, I should invite my cousin and brother-in-law. My fiancé knew about my insecurities when it comes to my cousin, and he knew about the talk that we would have to hear, how everyone would compare the engagement parties and everything. Yet he still wanted me to invite the whole family and the cousin. So I did. My engagement party was not super lavish like my cousin's was, owing to the huge disparity we have in our salaries, and that was the talk of the family for a while. But that was not what bothered me. What bothered me was when my cousin decided that she has something special to say on the day of my engagement. I assumed it would be regarding my engagement, as it is my engagement, but no. She took the mic and announced her pregnancy at my engagement party. The happiness on my family's faces was far more in response to this news in comparison to how happy they were about my engagement. They all flocked toward my cousin and started gushing over her non-existent baby bump. I stood there, in my engagement party dress, this close to bawling my eyes out because it felt like I could not have one day to myself. My fiancé noticed how crestfallen I was looking and decided to stand next to me and comfort me. I suppose I looked rather upset because suddenly the whole family looked at me. My cousin made her way to me and hugged me, thanking me for allowing her to share this day with me. I could only smile through the pain and stare at the ceiling. When she pulled away, my cousin asked me if she could ask for something as a baby shower gift. I asked her what she was thinking of simply out of politeness, and my cousin said my apartment. She literally said in a room full of people that she wanted my apartment as a baby shower gift. I asked her why she needed it, and she told me that she thinks my apartment is in a very good position, economically. It is not too close to the city, not too far, can access all the major transportation mediums from the area, and there are hospitals and schools, and daycare centers nearby. My cousin smiled and told me it would be great if I could move out this week because she wants to remodel one of the bedrooms as the nursery. I stared at her for a good second or two and told her the reality of the situation, which is, I am not giving her the baby shower gift. The absurdity of her request and her entitlement made me laugh. I felt like I was losing my mind. I laughed at her and told her that she is not